A very good morning to all the students who is listening to this recording. Now, so this video is with regards to the syllabus for NEET 2021. So today is 3rd of September 2020, and we still for this day doesn't have any idea of the syllabus. What does that mean here is the syllabus on which the NEET is going to be conducted is not available for us yet, because the NEET exam is conducted by the NTA, and the NTA has not specified the syllabus for NEET 2021. And why are we making the case here for NTA to clarify, specify the syllabus? Because of the extraordinary situation that has arisen as a result of this COVID pandemic. Normally, since the introduction of the NEET, right? The NEET has been introduced in 2016, right? The first NEET has been introduced in 2016. From then forwards, right? So whatever the syllabus that has been there in the NCERT books has been followed, and at the time of announcement of notification, the syllabus will be given by NTA along with the notification itself. So that has been the norm so far now. But given the extraordinary situation, given the pandemic situation that we have now, and many of the students are confused whether to follow the pattern that has been followed until now, or do we have to follow a new pattern. So why did the question has arisen again? So why did the question has arisen here? If you see, recently the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, has announced the reduction of syllabus by 30%, right? So by 30% reduction of syllabus has been announced, right? 30% of the syllabus reduction has been announced by CBSE. Now the students are confused whether to leave out this 30% of portion or just to read the 70%, or do we need to, follow the entire syllabus? There are various issues to be studied here also, because since it is a pandemic situation and the NEET has been postponed, that is 2020 NEET has been postponed for many number of times already, and it's going to be conducted on September 13th. Regardless of the prevailing situation, it's going to be conducted. Now, based on the situation, there is a chance that there can be dropout students more. Right? We are seeing in news reports how the JEE students are dropping out in huge numbers because of the situation that is there, and that for the JEE it's an entirely different pattern. The scheme of the exam is different. It's conducted twice, and it is conducted in the phases. But NEET is much more complex examination, right? So it is conducted only on single day, and huge number of candidates are there, and we cannot compare both the exams in the same way. That the kind of crowd, the kind of situation that is all of there. But when it comes to the NEET 2021, so what we should be doing as a student, so considering the time availability, it's already September, and the best that we have is maximum of 8 months for the 2021 NEET. Yes, maximum, say probably if they could conduct exam by June or something, so we have September, October, November, December, and 6 months there. So 8 to 10 months. Almost 8 to 10 months, maximum of 8 or 9 months is there. So given the situation, it's absolutely essential that so NTA proactively clarifies this situation, or this confusing situation that we have now. Hopefully they do after the conduction of NEET exam. I mean, we don't know when it will be cleared up. But mm, but to keep students' minds at ease, right? At least to clarify some doubt. Some doubt is not entirely, since we do not have any announcement from the government nor NTA. What do we do in this lecture or in this talk is we try to understand what are the portions that are deleted by CBSE, and what has been retained, so that at least we will have clarity. What do we read? So what do we leave out? Where do we focus more? Right? So at least we can now, based on the situation that is there, there is chance that the 70% of syllabus can be considered and 30% can be left out. We are not sure about that. So what do we do is, at least many of the institutions which are into coaching, they are also, I guess, following this pattern of first educating the students on the 70% of the syllabus first, by the time the announcement comes from the NTA. So what is this 70%? What has been retained? And what is this 30%? Do we completely ignore it? No, we don't ignore it. So far, we'll kind of keep it in back burner. And then after completion of this 70%, then we can go for this 30%. Yes, we try to understand. We'll try to go for each chapter or each unit, each chapter, and what has been retained and what has been deleted. So if you take up the class 11 syllabus here, we take the class 11 syllabus of biology. So the living world in that. So what is living? Biodiversity, need for classification, three domains of life, concept of species, taxonomical hierarchy, right? So we have basic understanding of binomial nomenclature, followed by this hierarchy, right? 7 hierarchical level we will study. Yes. So from the species to kingdom. So all these levels should be studied until that level has to be studied. Yes. And then taxonomy and systematic concepts are related to it, but they have given it as they had removed. But these two are interlinked. Yes, the taxonomy and systematics with the taxonomic hierarchy is interlinked, and the tools has been removed. Right, we have all these herbaria, zoological parks, museums, keys. Right, so they have been removed. Yes, so what you got to be studying in this is, so until systematics, because it's all related, you may give a miss for now to the zoological parks and other stuff in the tools. And biological classification, the entire chapter has been retained. Yes. So what is the classification? The Whittaker classification, 5 kingdom classification, introduction to classification, right? 2 kingdoms, 3 kingdoms, 6 kingdoms, all those introductory concepts. Yes. And as well, the Monera protista fungi. So we'll study, the basic classification of these three groups as per Whittaker classification, right? Those also have been retained. And brief idea about this lichens, viruses, and viroids that is there in our NCERT books, that also has been retained. Yes, so these parts, that means the biological classification has been retained totally. And plant kingdom. So when take up the plant kingdom, in the plant kingdom, you know, uh, from the beginning to the basic study of gymnosperms has been retained. Yes, so salient features: algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnosperms. And when it comes to angiosperms, the brief study that is there about the angiosperms also in this lesson in the plant kingdom, that has been removed. That has been removed, and that has been deleted rather. So we don't need to go for it for now, as I have explained in the introduction. So these areas, the first concept related retained concepts, we can focus more, giving more attention there. The animal kingdom, the entire chapter has been retained, right? The basis of classification, right? So we have, from the various characters, what has played their role, from the organ systems to symmetry, the coelom. Yes, so all of this notochord, all of this has to be studied. And then invertebrate phyla, right? From the uh, uh, from the sponges, right? From the sponges, porifera to hemichordata, followed by chordates from the basic chordates levels, right? From the cyclostomes and the urochordata, the cephalochordata to that level of mammals. All of that has not to be missed. All of that has to be studied. Entire portion, entire chapter has been retained. And structural organization of plants and animals, unit 2. In the unit 2, obviously, the first one is the morphology of flowering plants. Morphology of flowering plants. So the majority of the chapter has been deleted here, right? The morphological modifications in the form of the root modification, stem, leaf, fruit, seed, right? All of this has been removed, but the flower has been retained. Yes, retained is morphology of the inflorescence, the flower, description of the flower, right? So this horns of the flower, right? The four horns of the flower that we described, right? And the flower formula and all that will, I don't, the arrangement, different kinds of flowers, actinomorphic, zygomorphic, all this all this information, all of that has to be remembered, all of this has to be studied. But the basic root, stem, leaf, fruit, seed, and all of this has been retained. And family studies as well, we have 3 family studies there. And Solanaceae, Liliaceae have been retained, but Fabaceae has been deleted or removed. Yes, that is with respect to morphology of flowering plants. And anatomy of flowering plants, the entire chapter has been deleted when it comes to anatomy, right? So anatomy of flowering plants, what do we have? The tissues of the simple tissues and the complex tissues and the secondary tissues, right? The so-called chlorenchyma, parenchyma, sclerenchyma, the root and stem study, the TS of root, or TS of stem, and all of this has been removed. Leaf as well, all of them has been removed. Complete chapter, as a matter of fact, has been removed. The secondary growth, all those concepts has been removed. And when it comes to structural organization of animals, in the unit 2, chapter 7, right? In the unit 2, chapter 7, structural organization of animals, animal tissues have been retained, right? The 4 kinds of tissues that we have to be studying, right? The brief introduction to the 4 kinds of tissues, that is epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and neural tissue. These tissues have to be studied. And the type studies that we have in the form of cockroach, frog, earthworm, they do not have to be studied. This is an area. There used to be a study on cockroach for NEET 2020, but it's not there here. That has been removed. You don't need to be studying that here. Yes, that is with respect to the animal tissues. When it comes to unit 3, in the unit 3, you have the cell structure and function. In that, so you get 3 lessons. You get 3 lessons. That is complete cell, that unit of life, complete chapter has been retained, right? All kinds of cell organelles and different kinds of cells, the prokaryotic cells, eukaryotic cells, all of them, plant cell, animal cell. So whatever the study that is there so far has been retained. No topic or no concept has been removed from this cell, the unit of life as well. And next that we have is the biomolecules, right? So the macromolecules, micromolecules, the enzymes, all of the study also has been retained, entire chapter. Same is the case with the cell cycle and cell division. Complete chapter has been retained, right? The mitosis, the meiosis, right? And its useful nature of this mitosis and meiosis and their significance. Yes, all of that has to be studied. Whatever that has been there previously also has been retained. And major changes have been made in plant physiology. So we used to have some 5 lectures, 5 chapters, in in plant physiology. In that first 2 chapters, transport in plants, mineral nutrition, those two chapters have been removed completely. Yes. So how this xylem transport, phloem transport, all those concepts are there, no? So those have been removed. Mineral nutrition as well, different various kinds of mineral nutrition to the plants has also been removed. And in the plant physiology, the chapters and what has been retained, three chapters have been retained. In that last chapter, some parts have been deleted. We're going to see about that. But two chapters have been completely retained. That is photosynthesis and respiration. Important chapters to understand the basic concepts, right? So these are related to the human, the zoology study as well. That's why I guess these two have been retained, right? The photosynthesis is completely retained. All the concepts of the photosynthesis, right? The study chloroplasts and all the cycles that are there, all of this has been retained. And the respiration, entire chapter, the cellular respiration, glycolysis, PCA, all of this have been retained. Yes, that is with the respiration. Then the plant growth and development. So here, this is also the majority of the chapter has been deleted. I mean, from the beginning of the chapter to this photo periodism, all of this have been deleted. And the regulators, the growth regulators, we all know this growth regulators, auxin, gibberellins, cytokinin, ethylene, all of this have been totally deleted. Yes, so that is the plant physiology part, which has been removed, which has been retained. Yes, two chapters have been completely retained, two chapters have been completely deleted, and one of the chapter, majority of it has been deleted, and only few concepts have been retained. Yes, that is the major change as far as the first year botany part is concerned. It comes in plant physiology. And the human physiology, take the human physiology, almost no major changes have been done to human physiology, right? Almost no major changes have been done to human physiology. We shall see what are the brief changes, what are the small changes that has been taken place. And it starts with digestion and absorption. The entire chapter has been deleted here. The entire chapter of digestion and absorption has been deleted. And the next chapter 17 is the breathing and exchange of gases. Complete chapter has been retained, entire chapter, no changes whatsoever. And body fluids and circulation is also same. Whatever that has been there has been retained, including all the disorders and everything has been retained. Same is the case with the excretory products and elimination as well, complete chapter. And the major changes have come in the locomotion and movement, right? Locomotion movement. So in the muscular system, introduction to the muscular system has been deleted. What does that mean? Here is in the introduction you would see different types of movements, ciliary, flashular, muscular types of movements. Basic introduction to the movement and locomotion is there, that has been removed. But anyway, since you're discussing the muscular movement, I think these will be taught. These will be taught because they are very much related to the movement here, the muscle movement. So that is where they will be taught regardless of their removal. Skeletal muscle contraction, proteins and muscle contraction. So very important part when it comes to human physiology, and that has been retained. And the skeletal system has been totally deleted, and as well as related disorders as well have also been deleted, right? So one thing, the digestive system has completely deleted, and the skeletal system has also been completely deleted. I mean, the counting of various sorts of bones, right? That also has been taken out. And neural control and coordination. So this also majority of the chapter has been retained. Majority of the chapter has been retained. And towards the end, we have the sensory perception and study of the sense organs, right? And that has been taken out. There, it's a very important chapter and a very tricky chapter and a very interesting chapter as well. But in this, the sense organs, which are very important part of the NEET as well, has been deleted. That is, so the study of eye, the study of ear has been deleted, and a small segment on reflect action is there. That is also has been deleted. So that is the concepts. And chemical coordination, complete chapter has been deleted, sorry, retained, very sorry. Chemical control and coordination, complete chapter has been retained. And as the note has been presented here by the CPSC, the disorders related to all the physiological systems. What does that mean here is uh, almost all diseases related to human physiology has to be at least uh, thought and should have some idea about these disorders, right? We constantly speak about whether the NEET is within the domain of the NCRT or does it go out of NCRT. These notes like this, small note, they give note like this, are the areas where they step out. So for example, you mention a disease which is not there in NCRT, but they do ask the question from that. Yes, and they simply say that they have provided a note there because the responsibility falls on the teacher to educate the child about the related disorders and prepare the child, and we will do that, and those has to be studied. I'm just telling you to to what to study. That's it. And that is the various aspects related to class 11. So when I take the class 12, so the unit 1 starts with the reproduction. The first lesson of the class 12 has been taken out, that is reproduction in organisms, right? Reproduction in organisms has been removed. Reproduction in organisms, the entire chapter has been deleted. I mean, in terms of NEET, it's not that important chapter. Even the regular NEET as well, there used to be one maximum number of questions used to be asked from that, and that has been removed. And two important chapters followed by it, that is sexual reproduction, flowering plants, and human reproduction, and as well as reproductive health as well. Three important chapters, as a matter of fact, in reproduction part, that is sexual reproduction, flowering plants, human reproduction, and reproductive health. Three chapters are very important for the NEET, and the three chapters have been retained. Three chapters have been retained in totality. In totality, all three have been retained. And when it comes to genetics and evolution, three chapters are there. One is principles of inheritance and variation. All this Mendel genetics and everything will come, right? So different kinds of Mendel genetics, dihybrid, monohybrid, and multiple alleles, all those and everything that has been there so far has been retained, no changes. And molecular basis of inheritance also, the entire chapter has been retained. And the evolution chapter in totality has been deleted, right? Evolution chapter in total has been deleted. That is when it comes to the inheritance and other concepts related to it, right? The unit for genetics and evolution unit, the evolution portion has been deleted, and two chapters related to genetics have been retained. Then biology and human welfare, you get three chapters from it, right? Biology and human welfare, you get three chapters. A maximum number of 8 questions will be asked from these three chapters, right? One is the human health and disease, right? Strategies for food production, and microbes and human welfare. Microbes and human welfare, three chapters are there. In this a total of 8 questions can be asked, and one of these chapters have been completely deleted, that is strategies for food production, enhancement of food production, right? So that has been taken out. Strategies for the animal husbandry and tissue culture, all those concepts that used to be studied, right? So those has been taken out. Strategies for food production, complete chapter. And human health and disease, entire chapter has been retained. And microbes and human welfare, complete chapter has been retained. And two chapters related to biotechnology and its applications. Biotechnology and application, principles and process, and the benefits, I mean the applications of biotechnology in medicine, agriculture, and all of that. So these two chapters have been totally retained. And ecology and environment, we wish to have 4 chapters. In that, 2 chapters have been totally retained and 2 chapters have been totally deleted, right? That is organisms and populations and biodiversity and conservation chapters have been totally retained, and 2 chapters related to ecosystem and environmental issues have been deleted, right? Environmental issues and the ecosystem has been deleted, and organisms, populations, and biodiversity conservation has been totally retained. Yes, so those are the chapters. Those are the chapters. And if you see in the entire discussion here, majority of the changes have taken place in the first year of biology, right? Class 11 of biology, majority of the changes are taking place. In the second year, the complete chapters have been taken out. The first reproduction organisms, one chapter has been totally deleted, and the evolution, one chapter has been totally deleted, and food production has been totally deleted, and as well, uh, the ecosystem has been totally deleted, and environmental issues have been totally deleted, right? So you used to have 16 lessons. In the 16, 5 lessons have been totally deleted, and remaining 11 lessons have been totally retained. Yes, so those are the changes. And to point out for you, so this is for you to be having some idea about so what to read now, at the moment which chapters for you to be focusing on. And I'm no way saying that this is the syllabus, right? So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, please be aware of the syllabus, right? Because of the prevailing situation that we have, so it may be for our blessing, it may not be for our blessing, right? They say all the situations are, a blessing in disguise. Even the hardships are also, they say, blessing in disguise. So as a result of that, if there is 70% of reduction, and there will be more number of questions from each chapter, then you might get lucky in terms of clearing NEET. That is one way of looking at things positively. uh, I mean, if that happens, hopefully it happens. I mean, hopefully the clarification will come from the NTA, yeah, as soon as they can, so that our minds can rest about the syllabus and focus on complete preparation. Yes, hope this video is useful for you all. Yes, so I have a channel. I'm posting the, yeah, the I mean, if you are listening to this audio, obviously you have come to channel, right? Please do subscribe. Yes, I mean, it's a my humble uh, adventure. No, it's not as necessarily adventure. Yes, it's just I'm trying to uh, to improve the subject, and trying to teach uh, the students whatever the concepts. Because when I browse through the YouTube videos, you're not getting the information that you really want, right? Especially if you are a student who doesn't speak majority of the language, that is Hindi. That if you don't speak that, the information is hardly is available in the YouTube. Almost all of the educators that you get in the YouTube is the Hindi speakers. The so-called YouTube videos, so-called, you know the I don't name all those institutes. They are there, but they teach almost all of that in Hindi. And uh, my idea is to start this channel. I mean, I may not be mm, having all the resources at the moment. Hopefully I'll get all the resources to clearly teach. And this is exclusively for the people who speak, who would like to have their classes in English, right? Not mix of those languages, right? So they say, some concepts in English, some concepts in Hindi, some concepts in other languages. It's a very harrowing experience to go through that experience. Yes, that's why hopefully I'll infuse some knowledge into the minds. I'm hopeful that you'd find something useful in the in the initiative that I have taken. So I'm faltering here, but hopefully it, uh, I'll get back on. Thank you all. Please do subscribe. Thank you.